Question what you believe. It's not something that you think about all the time. Sometimes you just want to just stop being critically minded and just enjoy the personalities on YouTube. And I'm the same way. For years now, I've watched people and I've heard things that they said that didn't make a lot of sense or that had inherent errors. And I've been able to just look past them. I'll even ignore it a lot of times just because their personality is so dynamic. And I want to be a part of that group. And it's a very human type of thing that we do. Unfortunately, though, there comes a point, though, that we hit an apex with this. And we get so tired of little bits of here and little bits of this that are wrong. And it starts to accumulate. And something I did recently is something I never really do at all. Now, I do comment every once in a while on other people's channels. To be totally honest, I don't have a lot of time to do that. I have my own channels to deal with and my own life. But I do watch quite a few videos. I just don't always comment. But this week I decided to start commenting. And in a very respectful format, I simply in the comment section wrote out some of the flaws, and of course no one likes to be told that they did something wrong, and so I was being very careful. I even minimized what they did because I'm not trying to come out overly critical on any of this, but I simply would point out and not everyone that I watch has flaws. I mean, I'm just saying that the few videos that I found this past week that had some inherent problems that were obviously wrong or in terms of not having correct information, I simply just said that it was wrong. And here's the real facts. And that's it, in a very respectful manner, once again. And so by basically doing that, and I mean all of them, there was like 5 videos that I had response to in this fashion. All of them have been deleted. Like the actual channel deleted my comment. They didn't respond to the comment. They didn't address the comment for its value. It was very valuable in a lot of ways because it was just a correction. In a way, it was just highlighting the deficiency of the video. Now, some of the videos, once again, were just misrepresenting a product, for example, and not really actually giving you the actual specs or the correct amount of information. Half-truths on some things. Some of the channels were doing like a fear baiting, or they were basically coming to conclusions that were not factual at all. And so it was a very large amount of speculation. Now, you can do whatever you want with your channel. I'm not saying you can't speculate and have your own conversations and dialogues and opinions and different types of monologues on your channel. I'm not saying that at all. But to actually try to make something as if it's factual when it's not, and it's completely speculation, is another thing. And so I think it does a disservice to the topic. And so what I've noticed over time is that there's a large amount of so-called survival, but even more so prepping channels that are into like pretty extreme types of, conspiracy type of thinking. Not all conspiracies are fake. There's real conspiracies. But I'm talking about a lot of conspiracy theories that are conjecture, and speculation. And so those I have a problem with. Mix that in with a lot of the prepping channels becoming more as a type of, I guess you would call it a product review and a sales platform. You're seeing a lot more merchandise being sold from those types of channels. And I don't really have a problem with channels that review gear. I think it's very helpful for those who are looking to purchase that gear possibly in the future to give you like a different look and angle and perspective on the gear. So gear channels are fine, but we're seeing a very large amount of channels that the actual channel itself is being paid or influenced in the review. And I have a lot of problems with this because you inherently have less objectivity in the things you review. And there's some things you won't review because it may be the competition of the things you're being paid to review. So I don't like it on that level, but I just don't like that, there's a lot of prepping channels that are becoming so materialistic that it's all focused primarily just on gear. It's very gear heavy, and we know the categories: the knives, the guns, the flashlights. How many of those do you really need? Even the backpacks and other different kinds like water containers and filters. How many of those do we need as well? And so I've come to the conclusion that there are some channels, obviously, that have our interest in mind and some that do not. And so when you start hearing channels push terminology around like it's military grade or it's really high quality or it's the best available, then you know that you're getting possibly a little glimpse of the dark side of the web. And so whenever you find yourself in the middle of the video and all of a sudden there's a sales pitch that forms, or you kind of listen harder and you hear that the item is being misrepresented or inflated to fit basically whatever the seller wants it to be. And when you call it out in the most polite way possible, and your comment gets blocked or deleted and never gets addressed, that the facts still are misinformed, their version of the facts never get re-examined and or basically updated to the actual objective facts, you know that you're playing into someone else's little world. And so I have been unsubscribing from a few channels this week because, unfortunately, even though I've been watching some of them for years, mainly just for an entertainment value, it's really sad that these people are not genuine people, that they actually are not looking at the best interest of us, and they're very selfish people. And while I'm not going to name these people, I just hope that you would see the telltale signs of these individuals. You can spot these before you start putting a lot of time into watching these channels and supporting these individuals, especially when you start to notice half-truths, fear baiting to get you to do things, when you can see clearly there's some misinformation and they never go back to correct the mistakes. Those are probably some of the beginning signs that these individuals are really not there for your benefit, but just for theirs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you have a great winter. Hope you're staying warm, and I'll catch you soon.